So unfortunately, we are going very much the wrong direction in a lot of ways in this country when it comes to just common decency and, quite frankly, law and order. Now, I know that law and order is typically a phrase weaponized by the right against the left, but we now have even Fox News host Tucker Carlson talking about fake vaccination cards, a card that looks like a real CDC card saying you've been vaccinated against COVID, but it's fake. Tucker Carlson referring to these cards as, and those who get them, as desperate acts by good law abiding people. Now, it's against the law. So how do you call something that's against the law abiding? It's weird. We're going to look at the clip in a moment. Daily Beast writing about it. Tucker Carlson advocates for the unvaccinated to get fake vaccine cards. Quote, act of desperation. Taking his criticism of vaccine mandates to a whole new level, Tucker seemingly advocated for unvaccinated people to obtain fake vaccination cards, claiming it's not a serious crime, but instead an act of desperation for law-abiding Americans who have been forced into a corner. Earlier this week, Manhattan DA Cyrus Vance Jr. announced 15 people are now facing charges over a conspiracy to forge COVID-19 vaccine cards and fraudulently enter people into New York's vaccination database. 13 of the people charged for buying the bogus cards are, quote, believed to work in frontline and essential employee settings, including hospitals and nursing homes. The scheme involved a forger who allegedly advertised the sale of fake cards on her Instagram account for $200 apiece. For another $250, a Long Island nurse would then allegedly enter the buyer's name into the New York State Immunization Information System. According to Vance's office, roughly 250 of these cards were sold in an effort to avoid vaccination mandates. The article explains that Carlson has been a loud vaccine skeptic, has railed against mandates, has said all sorts of stuff. So let's go to the video. Here is Tucker Carlson. Take a listen.
Prosecutors. So in good conscience, they've risked their careers to preserve their right to bodily autonomy, and now they're in jail for that.
So understand that. When you offer a fake vaccine card to someone, or you falsely enter someone into a state's vaccination database, Tucker is saying these are almost heroic people taking a risk to preserve bodily autonomy. These are crimes. This is fraud. That's what it is. And they claim to be about law and order, listen, this is the law.
Now, these arrests will be used to justify digital health passports for the entire American population. That is true. Save this tape. In fact, Cyrus Vance has already enlisted big tech to help root out the disobedient in New York. Quote, we need companies like Facebook to take action to prevent the fraud happening on their platform.
Now, even the use of the term disobedient is just a loaded term, because what we're talking about when people lie about vaccination status is, number one, it's a crime. If it's a fake CDC card, you're using a federal agent. You're fraudulently using a federal agency's seal. That's a crime. But the use of the term disobedient is obviously cynical and tongue in cheek. And it's meant to say these are people who won't be bullied by the man.
It said making, selling and purchasing forged vaccination cards are serious crimes with serious public safety consequences.
They're certainly crimes. There's no doubt about that.
End quote. Except that's a lie. Buying a fake vaccination card is not a, quote, serious crime. It's not even close to a serious crime. Buying a fake vaccination card is an act of desperation by decent, law-abiding Americans who have been forced into a corner by tyrants.
Now, quite literally, when you commit a crime, you're not law-abiding. These are the people who say they hold the principle of law and order above everything. And he's essentially saying, these are decent, law-abiding lawbreakers. They are desperate and good people.
You know what's a serious crime? Forcing Americans to take drugs they don't need or want. That's a very serious crime.
Now, of course, that is a complete mix-up here. And that is not actually what is taking place. Employers can say, if you want to work here, then you must be vaccinated. If you want to shop here, The government can say our employees can do the same. There is even the legal argument based on the 1905 case, Jacobson v. Massachusetts, that the government could mandate vaccinations more generally, but that's not actually what has taken place.
And let's hope in the end, someone is punished for it severely.
Yeah. So Tucker's saying that it's the people requiring vaccines that are the people that should be punished. So buying fake vaccine cards violates the law. That by definition means you are not law abiding. Making and selling fake vaccine cards violates the law. That by definition means you are not law abiding. Now, Tucker has talked about this before, about people who get fake papers to go someplace that they wouldn't otherwise be allowed. But he wasn't calling them law abiding then. He was sort of using more muted language. Now he's just going and saying it's the Trump thing of what you're seeing with your own eyes, you can't or shouldn't believe. These are law abiding, but they're committing a crime. They are breaking a law. Here's the law that they are breaking, but these are decent law abiding people. This is really scary stuff. And of course, it's only going to encourage more of it. Now with Joe Biden's federal employee vaccine requirement, I can only imagine that these people are going to go absolutely crazy. One of our sponsors is CuriosityStream, the only subscription streaming service just for documentaries. My girlfriend and I have been using the CuriosityStream platform at home nonstop. I can tell you from personal experience, much better documentary selection than Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. On CuriosityStream, I'm always finding documentaries by the world's best filmmakers, stuff you can't find on other streaming services. Last month, they added a ton of awesome new titles to the library. I just finished watching Becoming Martian, about the future of the human species and its possible path through Mars. But there's documentaries on every topic imaginable: science, nature, history, politics. If you love documentaries the way I do, you are not going to find a better source of brand new, award-winning docs anywhere else. CuriosityStream is giving my audience 25% off. That means you can subscribe for just $15 a year. Very reasonable considering the endless number of super quality documentary content that you have access to. Just go to curiositystream.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.